All right, after rewatching Deadpool 3 again, I really truly want to know, do you think this movie will be a good reboot for Marvel? Can Deadpool reboot Marvel and give him the momentum to make great movies again? Or do you think it's just a temporary fix of, okay, this is awesome, and then continue doing the same thing they've always done? And speaking of reboot, it's kind of sad to say that they're already trying to reboot the brand of Marvel after what, 4 or 5 years now? That's bad. It took what, 22 movies, and they didn't have to do all that. You know, that shows you that they basically have to know the data. They have to know that what they're making is not working. You know what I'm saying? But they're keep on going. That's fine. That's their prerogative. They can do what the freak they want. But the reason for this video is I want to know what you think about, do you think Deadpool 3 can fix a lot of the plot holes of, and not plot holes, but all the stuff that's getting on our nerves, and they want to introduce stuff that we've been wanting for 4 or 5 years now? I mean, I was hoping they was introducing Fantastic Four and Doctor Freaking Doom in 2019 or 2020, but they didn't. They just let us hang in. They just, here's this is a little bit here, this is a little bit here, and freaking Kang the Conqueror. Really? I don't care about Kang the Conqueror. Just keep on, go past him. Maybe down the road he'll have an important role that will tie in with Doctor Freaking Doom. But no, I hope it's the case. If you want, this is another thing too. I'm going off a rant here again, but do you think the Marvel brand is more better off than it was than Star Wars brand? I think Marvel brand, and like I said, I'm not a comic book fan. I don't read the comic books, never have, never will. It's just not my thing. I just go by the movies they make, right? And what I can tell, and like I said, I can't tell all of the videos on the internet, but in my humble opinion, I think the Marvel brand is not as bad. I think if Disney plays if Marvel slash Disney can play their cards correctly, they can bring the fans back. I don't know if they can bring it back by one Deadpool movie that will reset everything, reboot everything, a clean slate. Because you have to, 100%, the next movie that you make after Deadpool 3, it has to be a banger. You have to capture our attention. You have to capture our interest. And another thing too, what triggered this video is I've been thinking about what can they do, how can they introduce, what should they do, and what the story can be. Right now, some people whose comic book information's out the wazoo, they might have more theories than I do. Me, I'm just a basic guy on the internet, right? I don't know a lot. I just go by what I see in the film and judge it and talk about it, right? But just thinking about it and theorizing what could happen, I actually miss that. I miss talking that to my friends and say, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? And have theorize and what I would hope to do, and I can listen to them. I miss that so much. And this is the moment I think Marvel / Disney has the opportunity to steer the ship in the right direction, especially for Marvel. Star Wars is Star Wars. It's there's hope, I guess, still there, but Marvel, I think they have a great opportunity. But listen to me now, if Marvel ever listens to this video. If you do not make a good movie after Deadpool 3, you are done. You're done. Because you have to introduce something that makes us want to do it. Now, I'm sorry, you're not going to be done, but you will not have, you're not going to bring the fans back as much as you want them to. Instead of trying to get new fans, you have great fans now that would, again, give you money. Give you tons of money if you would want it. Money that you don't have to worry about putting stuff in your movies to get points. You see what I'm saying? But I know I'm going off of a little bit of a trail here, but I truly think that rebooting, I used to hate the word reboot and remake of movies and shows because it's just, they're just recycling it. That's how I take it. You're just recycling it over and over again. And that it is what it is, but I'd rather them reboot it than make something a political agenda. I was watching some of these guys on YouTube that I follow, and their reaction, their opinion on the trailer for Deadpool. I mean, or it's not Deadpool 3, it's called Deadpool and Wolverine. And they're hopeful, but very reserved of what this movie will be, right? 10 years ago, I guarantee that they'll be super excited. You can see a big smile on their face, and they can't wait for it to happen. But because the last 4 or 5 years, we have seen Marvel movies and Marvel shows that just leaned into a different political agenda. I'm trying to steer away from saying woke all the time. That's what everybody says. But I'm going to say it in this particular sentence, so bear with me. I'll give you this example. The reason we and the other YouTubers we're interested on Deadpool 3, but we're kind of like this. We're shell-shocked from what we've had in the past. Give you an example, like, okay, this is a good movie, but is it going to be woke? Is it going to be woke? And that's how I go into movies anymore. I had my guard up. I'm kind of like this. I'm expecting it, and like, oh, there it is. I knew it was going to happen. That's how I am. But sometimes I watch a movie, and I'm waiting for it to be woke, and I'm waiting for it more, and I'm like, wait, this is actually it's pretty good. And then I become a fan of that, and I love it. And when I love something, I'm a nerd. I am going to absolutely be a fanboy of that and talk about it, enjoy it, and tell people about it and everything else. That's the whole point of being a nerd. You love what you love. That's a different topic for a different day. But going back to the topic at hand about Deadpool, there's great opportunity for Marvel, 100%. And the trailer looks pretty awesome. Of course, there's going to be a lot of fanfare stuff in this movie. A lot of cameos. There's going to be buttloads of cameos. And I'm cool with that. If they're going to do a soft reboot for Marvel, they need to throw everything in the kitchen sink at this project, at this movie. Because one, they want to make the money. They're hoping it'll make $1 billion. And I think that it will. I think it will. If it's not, it'd be close to $900 million. But because the hype is so real, it'll probably make $1 billion. Even though it's radar, and that has always last 2 been radar, but I think it could gross $1 billion. Because the word of mouth and all that. But my concern, and the whole point of watching the movie, I'm watching the movie to see where they're going with the story and what the end of the movie will show. And I promise you, mark my words, if they introduce, I always say this, Dr. Freaking Doom, the hype will be super high for me. I can't speak for my other people on YouTube, on the internet, but my hype will be legendary. And you'll have me, I wouldn't say you'll have me for life, but I will promote it, talk about it, all the things that you would want a small YouTuber like me to talk about. And that's just how I love talking about movies and shows, or anything I love, and talk about people, or talk about what I love and have other people theorizing what they think or what they believe. That's cool too. That's what I love about this internet thing and YouTube in general. You get different perspectives and different values of what they think stories should be, Anywho, but I just really want to make this quick video. It's not really too quick. It's about 9 minutes in, but I do miss talking about this type of stuff. This is why I used to talk about in the Infinity Saga. Just talk about what could they do, and it's very interesting to get perspectives and not worry about getting political messages in our stories. It's overdone. Just give us a freaking break. Come on, man. Let us enjoy your movies again. Let us enjoy being taken away to your universe of the hero's journey, whatever that might be. Have a bad guy that we are curious about to see who this person is and what they'll do with the heroes and have that good versus evil and all that. What's wrong with that? Why are they getting away from that? Now they just want to cross their arms and talk about their feelings. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand it, and I don't try to understand it. It is what it is. That's just what they want to do. But I really, really hope that Marvel, when they reboot it, and they're going to reboot, it'll be a soft reboot. They're going to hopefully kind of change their way of doing things, change the way they make the stories. And I'll say this in closing. I'll say they can even have political messages in their movies. If they can do it in the right way, bake it into the story that we can actually think about, that makes sense. I never thought about that. That's the way you do it. But if you just this is how I say in movies now, or not all of them, or in shows. They have a good story, and all of a sudden they stop the story and say, look how great this character is. She or he is so amazing. Look how great it is. And they do it so much, it stales the whole freaking storytelling. You're taken out of the story like, oh my God, here we go again with this same crap. But if they do it in a way you can see the struggles that person's going through and to see the obstacles they go through to get where they are, we as a fan or just a audience, we're going to root for that person, whoever it might be. We're going to root for that person to get to the top of their mountain, whatever that mountain is. We'll root for them. Anywho, I'm getting off of I start off Deadpool and I go to here. It's just how I am. I do apologize for that, but I'm just very passionate about this kind of stuff. I love it. I love talking about it, and I hope there's other people out there feel the same way I do. Because I can't come on here and just hate on everything I see. You know what I'm saying? I'll promise you, I'll always have hope. I might have moments where like, oh, Disney, old Star Wars, but I'll still wait. I'll still hope. And I'll say it once, I'll say it 1,000 times later on. They will accidentally make a great movie. And I hope it's more than just Deadpool 3. I hope it's other ones down the line, and they'll figure out this works, this doesn't. But anyways, that's all I have for today. But I just figured I would rant a little bit and share my thoughts and see what you think. But other than that, catch y'all later. Bye.